Pastels are such a versatile material, and I think if I had to give everyone art material in the whole world and I could choose one thing, I would probably choose pastels. I really love them. So what I'm doing here is I'm layering colors. When I do this, I often choose colors that are in the same color family. So for this particular layering, I'm using pink, yellow, and orange. And a color family is just colors which usually sit pretty close together on the rainbow. That's a if you're not sure what colors to use, that's how you can check it out or think about it. So what I'm showing you is how the yellow blends, and then how the pink blends, and then how when I use orange, it almost takes over the other colors. So just playing around with layering colors and using colors that work well together. So here I've taken a clean piece of white paper and I'm using a pencil, and I am drawing a little heart over the layered pastel. I'm pushing quite hard with my pencil because I want it to pick up the pastel underneath the page. So you can draw anything that you want on your clean piece of paper, and then see the magic that happens when you flip it over. I really like this technique. Drawing pictures would be better than writing words, because when you flip it over, if you had written a word, it would look like it has been written backwards. For our next technique, we are going to use some glycerine or baby oil to turn our oil pastels into oil paints. So I've put a bit of white down, some blue. I'm using a cool color family now. Putting on a bit of light green, and then I finish it off with adding some more white, and then I finish it off with quite a dark blue. And this is also quite an experiment. You don't really know how it's going to turn out, so play around with different colors and remember to put your pastel on quite thickly onto the page so that the glycerine has something to catch on. Spend time using your earbud to blend the colors. Notice how it starts to soften all the edges of the pastel. For this next experiment, we are going to take a color. You can pick any color you like, and we are going to change the tone of that color. So by adding white, I am making a lighter tone of blue. And then by adding black, I'm going to make a darker tone of blue. So whatever color you've chosen, see what happens when you add white to it and change the tone and make it a bit lighter. Then what happens when you change the tone by adding black and making it a bit darker. So white will lighten your color and black will darken it. Clean up your table, grab a fresh piece of paper, and this time we are going to add lots and lots of different colors onto our page, just like we did right in the beginning. We're going to layer our colors. So again, I'm choosing colors from the same color family and just adding more and more layers on until I don't really see any white paper underneath anymore, as much as I can anyway. Once I have a really nice thick layer of pastel on my page, then I'm going to use a toothpick and I'm going to etch little shapes into my pastel. Another fun activity. If you want to write any words, you can with this technique because it's not like a mirror. So use your toothpick or even a kebab stick. It might be a bit thicker. You might even actually see it better. And draw whatever design you want to on your card. For our last project, I've got my thin, normal printing paper. I did experiment with the thicker card, but it didn't quite work out. So normal paper that you use for a printer is probably your best bet. So we are going to place various textures. I've got some material here, and I'm just seeing what happens when I draw over it with my pastel. You'll also notice that I actually, out of all of my pastels, I only have one that doesn't have the wrapper on it, and I've chosen that one to use for this tracing activity. I found it was a little easier having a pastel without the wrapping on. The thing is, you don't really want to be taking the wrapping off of your pastels too much because they do break quite easily. So just be mindful of that. You might not want to unwrap a pastel, but if you have an unwrapped one, use that one. So look how cool these techniques worked out, guys. I'm so chuffed with them. And use these whenever you want to. I look forward to seeing your experiments.